This place is just full of stuff.
That's crazy.
You know, prosthetics. Bit of you, that, isn't it?
I feel like Mr. Tumnus.
A reptile chin. Like that. That's quite a vibe.
That's quite fun.
You know what we should have done? We should have made you up
Into some sort of
into some
prosthetic beast.
and then you could have done the house tour. That would have been iconic.
And I've got the right colour on for reptilian
That would have been
shenanigans.
iconic.
It would have been. We've missed a trick. We've let
yeah.
ourselves down. Isamaya, I know you're there, you're expecting me.
How dare you?
Oh, honey!
Hello.
Bye. Let me in!
Home means creativity, security, and feeling at peace.
Wow. What a spectacular hallway. How much of it was like this when you arrived and bought the place?
Well, I mean, it's a classic sort of Georgian entranceway, so it's all very as it was. But I've installed this beautiful cupboard that was made by someone called Robin Lambert.
What were your first impressions when you walked in this hallway?
When I walked in the hallway, this, which is now the current sort of living room office, didn't have anything in it. So I walked in and it was this big open expanse of a room with the windows to the garden open, and I just felt like this rush of wind was running through the house, and it was incredible. I've never walked into a house where I've just felt like the wind rushes
like
through
propelled and like,
it really did, and I was kind of like, wow.
Purple Hunters.
Kind of.
Can you paint with all the colours?
It was very that. Yeah.
So you've been Isamaya the founder, Isamaya the chef, the competitive springboard diver, the guitarist,
going back into the vault.
Yeah, I'm going
to the
way
archive.
back. And obviously those things are all amazing, but I think we're really interested in Isamaya the collector. And so I'd just love to know more about the pieces that fill your home. In this kitchen, which object did we start with?
Well, when I moved in, the table was here.
Okay.
But
with the marble on it?
With the marble on
a gift.
It was a gift. But then, for example, like this Anissa Kamish big booty vase. Yeah. Like, this was like quite a big central piece that I wanted to make, a focal point of the kitchen. Mm-hmm. And I just really love the kind of like the shape of it. And that's kind of animated all of the other things, which have taken a bit sort of like black graphic, physical forms and that kind of thing. So this was really an inspiration for a lot in the kitchen.
Okay.
So you can see it sort of mirrored with this piece here, which is actually hiding my cat litter box. It does have a function.
Oh my gosh, that is so glamorous.
It's a glamorous. It's all cat stuff behind there.
That's like very domestic. You can't see. Very domesticated.
Yeah.
But it from this side, I'm just thinking, oh, what a lovely piece of art.
Oh yeah.
When I think about walking home, I want to walk in and I always say that I'm thinking about like a sanctuary. But what do you want to feel? Do you come home to be inspired? Is this where you create, or is it to kind of come down?
Well, I think probably homes are in essence also an external expression of your interior world.
Yeah.
And my interior world is fascinated by psychology, and I love to travel, and I love to see how other people live, and I love art and I love expression. So that's what makes me feel really calm. I think if I came home to a very minimal environment, I wouldn't really know what to do with myself. But in a sense, I feel like I'm walking into
yourself,
space and into my mind.
Yeah.
And that feels very reassuring, relaxing.
Oh, that's amazing. when you bought the house,
Yeah.
what did it look like? Did you, because you said you had this
No,
already.
this has been a big project.
Really?
Big project. Yeah, it was. We had water coming in through the walls. I had to redo the entire roof. It was just one disaster after another.
Did you know that when you bought it? Was
No.
it like, oh yeah, I'm going to have to redo the roof?
No, I had no idea. But like the room, this is originally a big coal chute.
Oh, let's have a look.
So this was traditionally like where the coal would have been stored in this room.
Oh, wow.
So this really was a mess when I moved in. We had to tank the room. Obviously, it's been regrafted, repainted.
What does regrafted mean?
Well, as in, you know, all the different areas that have been kind of like built out to create some kind of like livable space.
Yeah.
And then this roof light that was put in that's been like a real kind of blessing actually. And it makes it, you know, living in London, you're often not really exposed to elements in the way that maybe we should be. But having a light like this really does, it is lovely in the morning. It's the only room in the house where you don't hear the road.
Okay.
You hear the underground. So when I first moved in, you'll hear it soon. The trains underneath were so loud, I thought I'd moved in above a club. I was like, what is going on? And I found it very jarring. And then actually, I've come to really love the kind of consistency of that low rumble.
Yeah.
I love artisans, I love artists, I love craftsmanship. And so I think everything in my house is a reflection of that. And like these guys, Wretched Flowers, this chainmail lamp, like it's so interesting. It says so many different things. There's that kind of like granny feeling to it. But there's also the kind of Joan of Arc, heavy, you know, intense medieval quality to it. And then they embellish it with these beautiful beads that are actually made of semi-precious stones.
Oh, wow.
So there's just so much that goes into this piece. And I feel like the objects talk to me. I really feel like I'm having a bit of a conversation, or there's like an energy, it sounds woo-woo. AF.
Woo it up.
Well, why not?
Let's lean in.
Yeah.
Fly your freak.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Fly your freak flag.
Yeah, okay. Well, don't ask twice. So, you know, for me, it really is about coming in and just having like, feel it, connections and stuff. That's it. We go in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're serious about this life. So where does the light come from here?
Over here, mate.
Oh my gosh. Is this part of your nighttime routine?
When I can be asked, yeah.
Okay, fine.
No, let's just get this out. It's not really doing the aesthetic thing, is it? For anyone.
I think it's quite fun. You should just spray paint it black then it would be fine.
Absolutely. That's
Yeah, if it was
exactly
black.
what I should have done.
Yeah. Okay, so the bed is fab.
Thanks.
I feel like bed frames are quite hard to get right.
Do you know what? I had these put on recently. So this was, initially I just had this big black bed frame and somebody called Robin Lambert, he's a carpenter, he's made the cupboards downstairs. I asked if he could put some like big gnarly spikes on. They were this high originally, but it kind of obstructed the painting, so...
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting choice for a bedroom.
Appropriate.
Relaxing, wouldn't you say? Really relaxing.
Yeah, it's only what you're here for.
So I should mention I'm a big collector of Phil Hale. So this is a Phil Hale We've got Phil Hale above the fireplace. I just love his work. His approach fascinates me, his colour palette, his subject matter. He works a lot with collage, which you'd only know if you saw his preliminary sketches. But probably all of these works are kind of collaged initially and then painted. I think I'm a big vision person and see the bigger picture and can get into the details, but that's not where I want to be.
Okay.
I want to see the things moving forward. I want to bring things together. I want to shape things. I want to bring in people. So I love collaboration.
Yeah.
I love building teams. I love working with people. I'm not interested in it being about
and
me.
tinkering. Okay.
And tinkering.
Yeah. I want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Expand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that how you felt when you decorated the house? Was it sort of a process of finding all these artisans to kind of help you restore it? And did you have a really clear vision?
No, not at all actually. Things just happened. You know, these were put on the other day. Look at these really cool big chunky nails.
Oh, I love
Aren't
those.
They wicked, these
those
staples.
are amazing. I love how you haven't hidden the construction.
No, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
What was this room before? Like, what did you have to do? Because I know you said you had to do quite a lot of work on the house.
Well, this was a bathroom before, but it was my taste.
Okay, and when you were refurbishing it, what did you start with?
So I knew that I wanted these big chrome kind of panels, these kind of reflective panels in here. And I worked with a girl called Natalia Zwadon to help like bring the vision of the bathroom to life. But again, I wanted it to feel simple and graphic and a place to home all of my like objects.
Yeah.
Do you find it quite overwhelming being in the house?
No, I find it really peaceful.
Do you?
Yeah, I think it's really peaceful because I think you have a really consistent palette all the way through. I think what I really love is that I love visiting people's houses that I'm like, I would never decorate like this.
Yeah.
Like, it's so personal to you, which I think how homes should be.
Well, it's interesting because I have a lot of stuff. I'm aware of that. And, you know, my dad at home, he has a lot of stuff too, slightly less organised than me. But, and I think there is a sense of like my roots and my family needing to hold on to things, needing objects to feel secure somehow, needing objects to feel like they give you remind you of who you are and reinforce that. And I think some people that step into the house, there's a lot of stuff and it's overwhelming, but then other people really embrace that. So I was curious to know.
I'm surprised that someone says that they feel overwhelmed because there's so much height.
Right.
You know, it's not like you've got paintings on every wall. I feel like you've got a natural curator's eye. It's edited, it's gallery-like. But I think it's really fascinating that you said this need to hold on to stuff, this need.
Yeah.
So if I stripped your stuff out, if I took every piece out, would it no longer feel like
I'd
home?
feel very alone. So this is the wardrobe.
Ooh, with an altar of goodies. That's where the magic happens.
Sometimes.
Okay. Or sometimes we're just throwing it on and we're just moving.
Most of the time it's a hoodie.
Yeah. Same. Tracksuit life forever. Comfort first.
This is quite a vibe.
I love this hat. I've already had it on.
Have you?
Yeah, I came up earlier. Bum 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 biddy bum bum. Bounces.
So we've got this Georgian fireplace.
Yeah. Is the whole original sort of mantle behind here?
Yeah.
And then what's this that you
So Andrew actually made this as well for me. Yeah, and I just wanted a big sort of monolith in here. To hide all of the stuff.
So you were never tempted by the tiles? I mean, that's so interesting that so often that's what people are drawn to.
Not particularly.
Yeah, no, you want the simplicity.
No. Yeah. I mean, I've kept the centerpiece.
Yeah. What's your favourite piece in here?
Well, as you can see, I love shoes.
Yeah.
I really love shoes.
Okay.
And actually, I wanted...
More than clothes?
Well, before I did product design, I wanted to do shoe design.
Oh, really?
So I've always been quite... I don't know why, but... So there's a brand called Cruder, This brand. It's a Mexican brand. And I know the founder, and she makes just the most amazing, beautiful, wacky, weird stuff. There's another cruder.
They sound really heavy. Oh no, they're not as heavy as they look.
They're like sculptural pieces, aren't they? So
Are they handmade?
maybe I'll try to do a shoe change.
Yeah.
Should we do a shoe change? Go on.
I'll do it.
Put the work in. They're wicked.
These are amazing. Wow.
Lots of stuff.
Yeah.
Is that not what yours looks like?
No, I haven't even got a point where I've got wardrobes yet. I'm on rails and laundry bags. So, but yeah, the amount of stuff is the same. I find it really hard to get rid of things.
You need options.
Yeah, I need options. I think the minute I get rid of it is the day that I think, oh, that would look really good. Oh, we'll go Paolon. I love them.
Yeah, the shoes is pretty
You
terrifying,
do love
isn't it?
shoes. This is an unexpected choice.
I know, and I've never worn them, but I think I wore them to a wedding and I can't let go of them. It's that thing, isn't it? It is an unexpected choice. So are these. I mean, can you imagine?
No.
Me neither.
This one I can
Do
see
you want
more with
them?
irony.
Do you want them?
So I am going to ask him, so sorry.
Yeah.
I know it feels like work, but we want to know what happened at his desk. I want to see in the drawers.
Oh, crap! So this room is really like a big storage unit.
Okay.
I do get ready in the morning here.
Yeah.
All that.
Yeah.
There are some relics of brands that I've worked with by Rideau when I worked at Tom Ford. I've got a lot of the like Isamaya beauty tools and stuff. There's lots going on that kind of just like connect to my makeup artistry side of my life.
Is that a beauty tool? Or is this another phantom?
Depends, doesn't it? What you consider a beauty tool, doesn't it?
Wow.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
Yeah. This is one of many cabinets of stuff. Slightly disorganised. But, you know, we've got so much. We've got my foundations, bronzers, concealers, mascaras, medical stuff, candles. I was developing candles, you know. So that's... This place is just full of stuff. So in the last year, I've finally been able to take time and think about what do I really love, because I think when you're a bit of a workaholic and you're on that fashion bandwagon, you just get sucked into the vortex of work, and it's quite hard to then step back because there's this fear of stepping back. You'll lose momentum and you'll lose opportunities, and it's just not true. And I think we create our opportunities. And so for Studio Iron, I was like, what do I really love? And I had time to think about it, and even just, you know, decorating this house has been a lovely process. And I was like, I am so passionate about artisanal design and artists and creativity and, you know, the magic of all of that. I have to put that somewhere. And, you know, I sort of became possessed by it, honestly. I did.
Like a calling.
I kind of. And there were moments where I was just like, what am I doing? But I couldn't be stopped.
Yeah.
It was so important that I had to do the Studio Iron project. I didn't even think about it. And I think that's when you're in that creative flow state and you shouldn't question it. You've just got to submit. When I moved in, this was very different. Like, it was white. Actually, there was some kind of paintings on the wall. There was no table. It felt like just a passing through space.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like it was really utilised for anything. And I could have kept it white, and that would have been lovely and summery and airy and stuff. But I just felt like there needed to be one space in the house that felt very deep. And I don't use this room very much. And I tend to eat in the kitchen, but it really is quite magical when you have a group of people coming over, and it's very dark outside, and you have this big light and the blue, and again, that's another Phil Hale painting on the wall. And it is quite a magical place that doesn't really get much use intentionally.
Yeah, so you want to keep it quite precious and almost
and
mysterious, mystical.
There's not much in here.
No, there isn't. I'm telling you, it just feels very... It makes sense. My voice is echoing. I'm cooler. I feel very... Yeah, it's very... It's got a mysticism to it.
Oh, lovely.
I thought your house would be darker, you know. Wow. It's quiet and peaceful, and there's very little out, and then this is your cabinet of curiosities.
It is. It's a way to contain the madness.
Okay.
Because I do have a lot of things, and I also just think it's quite nice to like bring everything together. I at various points have had this stuff spread out around, and it just felt a little bit too chaotic.
Okay.
But you know, it's just a cabinet of sentimental things. So yeah, this is quite cool. My brother made this for me, and it's you can see they're wasps with the queen wasp in the middle.
Oh wow!
And there's a thing that you do in the UK, which is it's like people involve themselves to count wasps every summer. Yeah, so it's like a kind of a UK-wide wasp count. So everyone kind of, well, I say everyone, select
those in the know,
niche, strange people get involved, and then they will find a wasp colony, and it's just to help environmentalists kind of understand how many bees and wasps are kind of, you know, around. This is a nice little display. It's got some good masks under here. I thought it was quite funny. I went to Venice, and obviously there are these incredible mask shops everywhere, and they're all very kind of gaudy and over the top and embellished and stuff. And I ended up coming back with these sad pieces.
I will not see the colour.
I
will not see the...
Yeah. Oh, these are from actually a local shop to me. And I actually bought these as Christmas tree decorations.
Oh, wow. Oh,
they're
love
cats,
of our lives.
if you can't see.
It's Salome, Goya and Trinity.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right, well, I really want to stay, but I don't think that's part of the role, so...
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
And thanks for showing us around. It's been a wonder.
Appreciate
your
it.
house.
Yeah.
Would you do the honours?
I will indeed. I will indeed. Please come back soon.